A recent trip to Florida, I got an electric car by mistake because they were all out of gas cars. So I thought, you know what, let me see what the experience is with driving a rental electric car and how this works out. I was given an Ioniq 5 and I had never driven this car before, but I gotta tell you, it's a very handsome looking car. It's very futuristic. There's some retro bits in the back with the way the taillights look. I was actually quite impressed with this nice looking car. The interior of the car was surprisingly nice and luxurious. There's some fine choice of material and plenty of storage space on the door and also in the center. Wireless phone charging down there. My wife was most happy with the large vanity mirror. There's also quite a bit of space in the trunk. There are controls on the steering column which get a little getting used to because you have to look down to see what it says, but after a while you get used to it. Climate controls in the middle, they're not buttons, but they're fairly easy to use. More storage in the middle. And once again, the cabin is quite classy. There's LED reading lights. It's not a run-of-the-mill car that you get from a rental, right? It's very luxurious looking and very premium. I was really surprised by the quality of this car. These paddles are not paddle shifters. They actually change how strong the regenerative braking is, which is quite clever. When a leading vehicle drives away, it'll give you a warning. Lots of clever features. Oh, and the back seat, plenty of room for such a small car. I was quite impressed with how well they packaged the space of the car. There is lane keep assist, and it'll center the car, and you don't have to really put your hands on the steering wheel. It does a fairly good job. I believe after a while it does beep and you do have to place your hands on the wheel. But a lot of features for a 40-some thousand dollar car. Again, very, very impressive. I was also impressed by the safety features. I was going into a one-way lane and it alerted me on the navigation display, hey, you're going the wrong way. Also, the cross-traffic alert when you reverse is extremely useful and very functional in this car compared to my BMW X7. I was also impressed how well this car kept its charge. When I drove away from the airport, it said there was 300 miles of range. After about 40 miles, it said 360 miles of range, so it seems to be very accurate, especially in the economy mode. Now, obviously, if you change the driving mode to a more aggressive mode and you accelerate, then obviously the mileage will drop. So we were only in Florida for 2 days, and it was jam-packed, right? We went to two Disney resorts, and you know how those days go. They're busy, kids are tired. We really didn't have any time to charge the car. And then on the last day, we thought, you know what, on the last day, we'll just go get it charged. It's supposed to charge to about 80% in 18 minutes using a fast charger. And so this is where we stayed. And if you look around, there's a few chargers around. So we drove to one of them, and we found that it was a slow charger, a trickle charger. Once we plugged it in, it said it would take 11 hours to essentially charge the car. We sat in the car for a little bit, hoping to get it from 40% to 50% charge, which is what the company required. But the charge really didn't budge after about 15 minutes. So we gave up and we decided to essentially return the car with a 40% charge. And, I don't know how much money they're going to charge for not, charging the car. But if you look around, I think the orange ones are the DC fast chargers, but there are not many around. So we would have had to drive quite a ways off at 10 p.m. with a car with two kids sleeping, me being tired, my wife tired. So it does take quite a bit of planning if you're planning to rent a rental car that's electric. I personally would not recommend it based on my experience, but people who are more savvy and who have used electric cars before, maybe it's easier for them. One thing I did notice that on the way, there are a lot of Tesla superchargers. So that's something, that's going for Tesla owners. I guess the infrastructure for fast charging is is much better for Teslas. So if you plan on going a long road trip, a Tesla is probably a better choice. Now, I've driven a Model 3 before, and compared to the Tesla Model 3, I think I like the Hyundai Ioniq better. It drives much better, it's quieter, it drives almost like a sports car, but there's good handling. The noise levels are well suppressed. So all in all, I think it's a better car, but the downfall is the charging network. That's where the Tesla wins out. So if I'm going to be looking for a car, even though I do like the Ioniq better, I might still buy a Tesla just because, what's more important is ease of charging when you're on a long trip. Now, if you just plan on getting it charged at home and you you just want to go around town, I think the Ioniq is a great car, or any other electric car would work well if you're charging in your home. But for long road trips and people who don't have a home charger, I think that Tesla has a huge advantage with this charging network. So I hope you liked this video. It was just my experience about renting an electric car and what it felt like. I would not do it again when I'm on vacation because it just takes too much planning. But overall, I did love the electric car itself. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you can subscribe to the channel and promote it. Thank you so much and have a great day.